You're 7 years old, in the back seat of your dad's car. An old beat-up sedan, 140,000 miles on the clock, one door handle held on with tape, rain on the glass, the heater rattling like it's clearing its throat, and then it pulls up beside you. Low, wide, impossibly blue. The engine doesn't roar, it breathes. The man behind the wheel doesn't look at you. He doesn't have to. And in the seat beside you, your best mate Danny presses his face to the same window and says the words that start everything. That's gonna be me. You don't argue, because Danny's the best player you've ever seen, and you're just the kid who passes him the ball. This is the story of that car, and the 20 years it takes to find out which one of you ends up behind the wheel. You're 8 now. Saturday mornings you and Danny walk to the wreck together, breath fogging, shin pads rattling in plastic bags. His dad follows in a clean silver Audi. Yours can't always make it. On the pitch, Danny is the sun and everyone else orbits him. He scores 4, you win the ball back so he can score the 5th. The coach knows Danny's name by week 2. He learns yours by Christmas. The car at this level is your mum's, the one she leaves work early to drive, the one she fills with exactly enough gas to get you to the game and home, never more. You earn nothing. 0. You pay to play. Every player who drove that blue car started here. Messi was so small they injected him with growth hormones. Ronaldo learned the game barefoot on the streets. None were born into the supercar. They were born into the back seat. Same as you. You're 16. A professional academy signs you both. You sign your scholarship with your hand shaking. Danny signs his like he's been expecting it his whole life, because he has. $200 a week. It feels like a fortune for a month, until you understand what it buys. A bed in a boarding house 2 hours from your mum, lights out at 9:30, and the privilege of being told, every day, that you are replaceable. You can't afford a car, you can't even drive yet, so it's the 6:40 train, cleats in a backpack, schoolwork on your phone. The lads you grew up with stop texting back. You miss the parties, the first nights out, the whole ordinary teenage life. Every few weeks a kid gets called in and doesn't come back to training. 85% of scholars are released within 2 years. You feel 2 things, heartbreak for them and a guilty relief that this time it wasn't you. Danny never feels that fear. You're 18. And the call comes. For you, we're not going to offer you a professional contract. 11 words. A decade of Saturday mornings gone. Danny signs his first pro deal the same week. You find out from Instagram. So this is the bottom. Non-league football. Floodlights with bulbs missing. A crowd of 400 people and a dog. And to pay for it you get a job. In a factory. Making carbon fibre splints. 8 hours a day. Then training at night. In 2010, Jamie Vardy was playing non-league, earning $40 a week, working a factory job like this one. 5 years later, he was scoring in the Premier League. You tell yourself that story at 6 a.m. when your whole body says no. Your first car arrives now, and it is not a reward, it's a tool. A used Ford Fiesta, $3,000 financed, a check engine light you call a friend. It dies twice on the motorway. You learn to fix it in the dark. You see Danny's debut on the TV in the factory break room, and one of the older guys says, "Weren't you 2 mates?" And you say, "Yeah," past tense. You didn't mean it to come out that way. 21. A scout watches you put 4 past a non-league defence on a wet Tuesday, and a League 2 club offers you a contract. $2,500 a week. About $130,000 a year. Your mum cries when you tell her. 3 years of factory shifts, and you're a professional after all. Just 3 years behind Danny, who's in the championship now, posting his new Mercedes from a dealership forecourt. You buy a used BMW 3 Series, 3 years old, $22,000, gunmetal grey. The first morning you park it a little crooked on purpose, so you can look back at it on the way in. Then the physio tells you the average career lasts 8 years. And yours might be shorter. 63% of players are forced out by injury. The BMW is financed against a future nobody promised. You start saving like a man who's been poor. Because you have been. 24. You've climbed to the championship. The richest league that isn't a top flight. $18,000 a week, nearly $1 million a year. You trade up a Range Rover Velar, $70,000, privacy glass, so nobody at the lights can tell if it's really you. You marry Sophie. You rent a house with a gated drive. You're not rich, you're close, which is more dangerous than broke, because close makes you spend like you've already arrived. Danny is in the Premier League now, a star, a Lamborghini in traffic light blue, an entourage, a tabloid nickname. From where you stand, the gap looks permanent and cruel. Then the first crack. A story leaks. Danny missing training. A financed supercar he can't quite cover. Money going out faster than even his wages come in. You don't celebrate it. You know that car. You've known it since you were 8, 27. You make the Premier League, the most watched league on earth. The late bloomer, the Vardy story lived. $75,000 a week, north of $4 million a year. And you buy the most famous car in football. Not the Lamborghini, the Range Rover Evoque. The single most financed car among Premier League players. $50,000, blacked out, sat high. They call it the Chelsea Tractor. You move to Cheshire's Golden Triangle, where the houses cost $2 million and your neighbours are your Saturday opponents. Pep Guardiola, manager of the richest club, drives a Nissan Leaf. The flash was never the flex. The stain was. And one night at a motorway services you see Danny, released by his big club. The Lamborghini repossessed. He's filling up a normal hatchback. You don't gloat. You buy his coffee. He can't look at you. 30. You're not just in the Premier League, you're the reason people buy the shirt. The wages stop sounding real. Erling Haaland signed a deal reported around $660,000 a week. So the garage opens up. And yes, you finally buy the Lamborghini Huracan. $250,000. A 5.2-litre V10. But you buy it in cash, paid in full, and you keep the Evoque in the next bay. You even buy a Mercedes-AMG 1, a Formula One engine in a road car, $3 million, 275 ever made. Photographers wait outside the training ground just to film you arrive. The kid who used to pass Danny the ball is the headline now. Danny texts you, happy for you mate, always knew it. And it guts you, because you both know that's not how it went. You offer him a coaching role at your old academy. He takes it. The Summit. The blue car from the very beginning. The one you watched pull away when you were 7. It's yours now. Cristiano Ronaldo, reported around $215 million a year, owns a collection worth $20 to $25 million. The crown jewel, a Bugatti Centodici, one of only 10 on earth, $9 million. A Bugatti Tourbillon, a V16, near $5 million, a car you can't simply buy, Bugatti has to choose you. And here, at the very top, the strangest thing happens. The money stops mattering. Mbappe owns 4 ordinary Volkswagens and gets driven to matches. Neymar didn't buy one of his most famous cars, a sponsor gave it to him free. You sit in the blue Bugatti you dreamed about at a red light when you were 7, and you feel the engine breathe, and you realize it was never about the car. It was about being the kind of person who could survive every level in between. You're 33, stopped at a red light, rain on the glass, but the glass is Bugatti glass, and the engine in front of you doesn't rattle, it breathes. And in the lane beside you, there's an old beat-up sedan, 140,000 miles. One door handle held on with tape. You know that car. You've known it your whole life. Behind the wheel is Danny, taking his own son to Sunday League. Your eyes meet across 2 windows and 25 years. Neither of you says anything. The light turns green, and you wave him through first. And in Danny's back seat, his little boy presses his face against the glass and stares at your blue car, the exact way 2 kids did in a cold car a lifetime ago. The question was never how you'd afford the car at the top. It was who you'd become and who you'd carry with you.